I told you it was a double shot night. And yes, I'm still wearing my finest in Satana wear. I wasn't about to try to scrape it off. So I said, what the hell? I'm going to stay repified. Thank you for tuning back in. You guys were fucking awesome tonight. You're always awesome. But for tuning in for both shows, man, we're giving you an action-packed Monday night. Wait a minute. That's not what it's called. What is it called?
Yeah. Mommy. I will never, ever tire of that. Never tire of that. Ever.
Now, wait a minute. How could anyone tire of that? I mean, seriously, you must be dead. Cody, Rebecca, you guys are fucking awesome. Totally appreciate you for coming back. And anyone else out there that's a metal lover, share it. Share it everywhere and anywhere there is a metal lover of any kind. Why? Because we're about to go through some of the most iconic metal albums to come out in the month of May. That's right. Wake up your grandma. Wake up your cousin, your sister, your auntie. Come on. Wake them up. Let them know it is time to go. And before we get into all this amazing, amazing records, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers at Poison Valley Clothing. Check that shit out. Allahu Akbar. Oh, sorry. I never get tired of jamming that one.
That is a song that when we start playing.
Oh, most definitely. Got to. Because I know I can really reapify it. Hey, what's up, Cody Tudor? Good to have you, brother. Absolutely. And everybody else, don't be afraid to join in. Hopefully the rest of our Monday Night Addicts will be in rather shortly. I might have fucked them up thinking that there was just Reapers Underground tonight. No. I said double shot. Speaking of double shot, I need to pour one. Oh, it's a party now. Yeah.
Mouse
it's a party now.
Here. Oh, Tyler, you need to probably drink a huge swig, like a big glass of water, and then you need to take 2 Excedrin.
And a side of bourbon. Yeah.
That won't hurt you.
That might help. Yeah. You know, it's actually kind of funny. I had a ridiculous headache yesterday, and after just a couple of swigs of the Devil's Giggle juice, I was right as rain. So, what do we have for him tonight? kids. Wait a minute now. Check this out. So Mousebong says, I went to the doctor and they gave me straight up lean syrup. So for those of you out there that don't know what lean syrup is, it is a kind of like a liquid suppressant of some sort, whether it's for cough or cold. It's like taking a bunch of NyQuil, you know, nice little cocktail. Yabelka, what's going on? We got the party. All we need now is the Bongster. I mean, he's better known as shit. I just forgot his name. Damn it, Babylon Sun. It's been a long night, folks. Forgive me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we missed announcing Yabelka's birthday last Monday just by like a minute. Like her message came through to us a little bit. So happy belated birthday. I went on that night though and wished her happy birthday, Yabelka.
Happy belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to you. Cacao. Happy belated birthday, dear Yabelka. Ba-boom. Happy belated birthday to you. Oh, and just like in true addict fashion, she says, I've been partying all week. You see? Celebrate that shit. Enjoy that shit, because you just never know what the next day will bring. Or fresh hell. Anyway. All right. We are talking about
have a true treat for everybody. We have a true treat for everybody tonight, because this to me is the most cram-packed list of guaranteed banger albums. I think we're only going to put up maybe like 10 photographs of the ones that we picked out to talk about, but you know, I'm going to kick myself in the ass for not choosing a whole bunch more. There are so many that are really, really to metal.
It's hard, guys. It really is hard to pick just 5 per person. One of the things that I try to do is I try to do a blend of era and subgenre, because there are so many. So that's why mine's going to be probably a little bit of old, a little bit of in the middle, and stuff that's more recent, you know. Oh, how cool. Kyler says, by the way, Hoofbeast, I finally finished learning the new Cattle Decapitation on guitar. Man, some really gave me a hard time. I mean, it's not easy, because if it was easy, kids, everybody could play it. You know? Oh, that's awesome. Mousebong says, I'll sing Happy Birthday in Slam Pig vocals.
Yeah, Josh, back to Kyler. Josh Elmore is a true wizard with the guitar.
Oh,
he does
he's
super hard,
human.
wicked fast shit too. Like really, really hard.
He's not human. That's what it is. He's not human. And that's okay. That's why we love him. Okay, man. Well, we're gonna jump into this fiesta of metal-dom, if you will, to come out in the month of May. So, kind of where I would like to start. If you are a Doom and Stoner fan, this band is synonymous, not because their name rhymes with a particular amplifier, but because they bring the heavy in such an amazing way. Let's see, the date on this is actually May 16th of 2000. Orange Goblin released the album The Big Black. And let me tell you, it is quite the Big Black of an album. Metallica only wished they could have had a record like this. The sludginess, the fuzziness, just powerful riffage. Definitely one that if you are a doom metal fan / stoner, there's not a whole lot of stoner in there. Oh, now that's hilarious. Awesome. Mousebong says, I was literally just talking about Orange Goblin earlier today. She knows what's up. That's right. So if you're a doom stoner fan, they should be in your catalog because they can bring the jams in such a heavy, slow kind of way. Great musicians. God damn it. Cody says, Big Black what? Use Your Illusion? I don't know. Let's see. Kyler says the Big Black sounds like my ex's heart. Oh. Well, I mean, I think we all can agree on that as somewhere in time. But Orange Goblin is a band. I mean, obviously it's not very extreme, but doom-wise, they bring a lot of that classic flavor, that classic 70s flavor that we all enjoy. And Sabbath had a lot to do with it, but they're high energy at times as well. So I would say definitely give them a shot if you haven't already.
Was that their first album?
It does not say that it's their debut, so I'm assuming it could be their second effort. I'll double check that though. Oh shit. Yep, that's right. I actually heard about this earlier this week. She says, speaking of Big Black, R.I.P. Steve Albini, legendary producer.
All right. Well, I guess the first one I'll start off with is a classic. Not my favorite album from this band, but it definitely was something that nothing else sounded like it. It was not super thrashy like some of them are.
Did I lose you, Beast?
Yeah, lost you too.
I swear, it's been a fucking crazy night. One more time, brother.
Chuck Schuldinger's first album, and he actually played bass and guitar for the recording of this album. And I'll bet you Mousebong already knows what it is. It is Death's Scream, Bloody Gore.
And I apologize from the jump because I did load that photo in, and for whatever reason, it's not there. I am so fucking sorry. God. Story of my life here tonight. I mean, that is by far a monumental album. I can remember where I was and what I was doing when I first heard that record. That's right. I was on the yellow school bus. And my metalhead friend from around the corner that lived from me had it, of course, because for some reason his older brothers would always buy him the new stuff. And he brought it onto the bus, and I said, "What the fuck is this? Holy shit." It was like nothing I had ever heard. So good.
Yep. Mousebong, was this, in your opinion, the first death metal? Because to me, this does characterize death metal began as. It's not thrashy. It's not a thrashy album. And the counter one that other people like to throw out is much more thrashy. And plus, Chuck Schuldinger's vocals are so fucking death metal. They're to me, they're much lower. And
they were death metal before death metal was created.
And he'll do long, drawn out girls that he would hold on to for quite a long time that I really liked on it. Not my favorite of all of Death's albums, but it's really good. And to me, this one, dare I say, might be the most important to extreme metal. One, it's got to be in the conversation.
I agree 1,000% on that. Like Hoofbeast just said, I mean, it's not a thrashy album. I don't know why people think that one subgenre has to follow into another, creative place. In this case, it didn't happen. Death metal literally formed because of fucking Chuck Schuldiner. Period. There wouldn't be death metal without him. And I don't feel that anyone like Slayer or Exodus or any of those other bands really had that much to do with what he created. I feel that it is all original. No one sang like Chuck at that time when this album hit. Like you said, I mean, it's definitely not the strongest effort, but damn, was it a great starting place for what would come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Man, this is so hard to pick where to start, where to stop. But I guess one of the ones that I will go with next is, in my opinion, and many people's opinion, this was the pinnacle of this next band. Only because so many of their follow-up records just didn't really have the same flavor. We've talked about them many, many times, but fucking Obituary. Slowly We Run, which came out on May 16th of 89. Damn. And the thing that drew me to them, I didn't know shit about them. I didn't know what the sound was, nothing. All I saw was an epic full-page advertisement in Hit Parader magazine, which is where a lot of us got to know some of these bands. So thank you, Hit Parader, because so fucking heavy, so fucking dark, and so different. Real quick, Mousebong says, I would agree that the SBG by Death is probably the first true death metal record. I also want to give a shout out to Possessed. Yes, I will definitely say that as well. Seven Churches, because although it is pretty thrashy, I can hear the early form of death metal. It's a tough argument, but damn it, I'm glad you brought him up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Possessed is the one that everybody always likes to argue with, saying it was first, but not totally defined. But it was before Scream Bloody Gore by long, because I think it came out in like 85, so it was a little bit before.
I mean, I guess maybe you could make a case that it sparks the flavor, but I really think that it was Chuck who solidified it.
Yeah, like
gave it
wasn't as the level of darkness and heaviness that would become death metal was Scream Bloody Gore. But yeah, like I can totally see where, and I can't really argue with him so much, like influence on,
it's like a game.
Yeah.
That album from Possessed was kind of the gateway to what was to come with Death. So
So, Reaper, when you first heard Slowly We Rot, what was it about that album that stood out to you character-wise that was so unique and different from everybody else?
The drumming was way more fierce. It was a bit more technical, kind of like early signs of, extreme metal becoming a thing. I absolutely loved the double bass work, and the use of the skank is what drummers like to call it, like the skank beat, because it wasn't a full-on blast. Blast didn't really come into the fold until a bit later, so it was definitely far above thrash, but the 30-second note riffs were blinding, not to mention the bass being a bit more prominent in something so heavy like that. I really loved the dichotomy there because it was just as important. Such a huge, thick sound. And then, of course, fucking hell, the voice. Literally sounded like it was coming out of the abyss.
Yeah. For me, it was how down-tuned they were and how slow they were. And they would let that power chord just grind and drag out. Nobody did that. It was that doom that I had felt in Master of Reality and in the songs off of Paranoid, but definitely in Black Sabbath, that you can feel in your chest. You can feel that vibration. Love that album. I was in the Army and I had already had, I hadn't heard of it yet. I had already heard of Obituary's Cause of Death that I think came out in 1990. I think that was like May of 1990, which was also an excellent fucking album. But because they had a lot of the same slow stuff in there. To me, Obituary's best album is Cause of Death, and to me, their second best is Slowly We Rot. And both of those are 5 out of 5 star albums, in my opinion. So if you've heard of Obituary and you've never really listened to them, Slowly We Rot is an excellent starting off point to check them out and get into them. And they're on tour right now. And it's a really good show, really good tour. I wish I could go see that, but too fucking busy right now.
Who are they packaged with?
Oh shit, who is it? Is that, are they on the and Cannibal Corpse tour? I think they might be on that one. That's a big tour going on right now. The Cannibal Corpse tour is another big one. It's Cannibal Corpse and Vitriol and 2 or 3 other really good bands. Are
nice. See, that's why I really wished that Cannibal Corpse would have taken a page out of Obituary's book. And when they did it on the Wretched Spawn record, if they would have just kept doing some of those little bit slower, doomy style songs like they have on that particular record, I think they wouldn't be just so run-of-the-mill anymore. Ever since that guitarist left, man, that whole fucking flavor left the band. Such a shame.
And Slowly We Rot is largely an album that doesn't have guitar solos on it. If they do a 7-second kind of lick. Chopped in Half is so damn good. That's on the Cause of Death album. And the difference between Cause of Death and Slowly We Rot is that they had, what was his name? Murphy. I think it was Peter Murphy. No, not Peter Murphy. His last name is Murphy anyways. But he played on Death's album, Spiritual Healing. And in the same year, he jumped to Obituary and played that one. Yeah, that's it. It's the Amon Amarth tour. Frozen Soul is a good band too. If you like Bolt Thrower, you really might like Frozen Soul. Although they have a really poser bassist. She fucking sucks.
I guess Yabelka is going to be able to tell us what that show is going to be like since she's going Saturday.
Frozen,
Fantastic.
Frozen Soul's good. Yeah, Frozen Soul's really good. I saw them with Sengwa Sugabog and Vomit Worth, and there was one other band that I don't really remember, but that was right as we were coming out of COVID. So I was like freaked out standing beside people. I wore my fucking N95 the whole time. I didn't give a fuck if I wasn't flu in the South. I didn't want to get sick. And a fun fact, I have not had a fucking head cold since February 6, 2020. I don't know if it's because I wash my hands more now. I have not been sick at all. And I always was sick. I was a school teacher. I was sick like at least two nasty colds a year. But I had the Russian vaccine. When I was in Kazakhstan. So I don't know, maybe that's the difference. Maybe that Russian vaccine, they used old technology, whereas Moderna and Pfizer and the ones in the States use the more modern. But I've had Pfizer and I've had Moderna as well. But I don't know why I've not been sick here of my whole fucking life, or at least once or twice a year with a fucking head cold. And now it's been over 4 years without one. I'm not on wood.
When I was teaching, I definitely got at least once a year, all the way up to 2020. And to be honest, I think after that point, it was like up to twice a year after that. So I actually feel like I think that COVID period definitely, after I got it one time, it's been more. But you know what, though? The thing I have to say is I shake it faster than I've ever done it. That makes sense? Maybe it's all the goddamn bourbon I drink. It just knocks it right out. I don't know. Maybe I've discovered a new thing. Who knows? Oh, yeah. So Yabelka says it's going to be brutal. And she says she's going to be in the pit. Please be careful.
Yeah, I think they're around here on the 26th. And but also on the 26th is
South Carolina.
1349 is on May 26th in Atlanta. But I think I'm moving to Nebraska on that day, so I'm going to have to miss that. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Amon Amarth is going to get a run for their money on this show. I think they're going to get shown up.
Oh yeah.
I really do.
Babylon. We've got Babylon here.
He said, "Moved already, Beast? Your room looks different."
No, it's the same room. I'm on the opposite side, and most everything is packed up. So, it is different, but it'll be different because some of the times I think I'm coming down to Reaper's house, and we'll shoot these shows together.
Damn, Skip.
That way, if Reaper ever fucks up, I can rub and prep the back of his head and flappity on the back. So I'll take requests and I'll take donations for if you guys want Reaper to get a smack in the back of the head.
The one thing I always say is that life is simpler when you're in the room with the other guy. It does make life simpler, but I still appreciate the process that much more because it causes you to think more, listen very intently, and basically using all of your brain power. When it's just you and you've got to do it, you know what I mean? Oh, now wait a minute. She wants to donate to have you smack her.
Absolutely. Anytime, they're all for free. I would now if you want that to happen, it's very easy. Just come to Omaha on December 4th, because on December 4th is fucking more Suffocation, Uwada. It's a atmospheric black metal from Seattle, Washington, and fucking Mortiferum, which is Death Doom from Seattle. All four of those bands are really good. I have not seen three of those bands, so I'm pretty excited. I've seen Morbid Angel a couple of times, but I'm really excited. Anytime I can see Trey Asagoth play, I'm fucking down. So December 4th, if anybody else wants to join us there for that fucking show, plan it and come hang out and stay at Reaper's house.
Okay. And she goes on to say, fuck yeah, imagine that meetup. Killer show, drinkies, and smacks. How about tickles?
Yeah, tickles. There's also going to be lots of smoking too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. So Mousebong and I will go off and we will have some devil's lettuce.
Cody, I love you. $5 to rub, 10 to smack. That's my dude. Apparently, I killed Mousebong with that one. She's like, ha, Reaper with the tickle fingers. Gotta love it. Oh, shit balls. We have to get back to
looks like, Reaper, this looks like you're checking melons. That doesn't look like tickly. That looks like checking out melons.
At least I wasn't doing this. Anyway. Oh, what the hell? Cody said could have been spurt fingers. I'm dying. Oh, what the hell? Oh, where did we go here? For the love. So Mousepunk says, okay, I have a sexy record for this list. Typo negative, bloody kisses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How could we not forget the album that put them into the world metal universe? There is no better record to really, because I mean those first two records, they were throwbacks from Pete's original band. So by this time they were really starting to come into their own, and it's an iconic album. Thank you for sharing that one.
Great. Yeah, and that's an awesome fucking album.
Yabelka says devastation on the nation. Mm-hmm. Indeed.
I think that might be the title of the Morbid Angel tour.
Oh my God. So apparently there was a mistake there. Cody meant to say spirit fingers. But then a Mousebong turns around and says, I think he meant spirit, but spurt is way better. I mean, who doesn't like to make it rain? I'm on one and I just don't give a fuck tonight. I just don't. Okay. Anyway.
I think, Reaper, you've been through a lot of shit in the last few weeks. You're having a release.
You know, it's so I survived 13 tornadoes, and then my house was sold by my landlord, and I am now living out of hotels till I find a new residence. And yeah, I'm at the point where I just don't give a fuck. Oh my goodness. So Babylon picks up the ball and says, I say spit and fingers. You gotta love it. My goodness. I agree with you 100%, Cody. This is the show, what we all need on Mondays. I look forward to this shit. Just think, Cody, in 2 months, we will be at the Nashville Horror Con. Oh, yeah. Come and see us if you're in the area. For sure. Okay. So let us continue on with our iconic records. And since we're still kind of, a little bit on the heavy, we'll get to everything that I'm seeing right now in the comments section. Apparently it had to happen.
You know what? Babylon, if you guys want to have a little bit more fun, watch, because that's where Mouse Bong is, and that's where Babylon is. Yeah, Cody. So Cody, you may want to go on there and on YouTube and watch it. Just saying, because then you can chat with your pals. But I think it's my turn for the next one, because you brought up the awesome, iconic Slowly We Rot. So I'm going to bring up another fucking iconic one that a lot of people don't know of, but I'll bet the Bongster does know this one. When I knew that this album was coming out, I was so fucking excited. This band comes from where chainsaw guitars originated around 1989 with Entombed. So Sweden has their big four as well. The big four is Entombed, Dismember.
Oh, yeah.
And Dismember has a fucking iconic album that came out this month as well. Grave and Unleashed. So the band I want to talk about right now is oh my gosh, did I want to see this fucking band. Unleashed, Where No Life Dwells. They don't have the chainsaw guitars with a heavy metal 2 pedal, kind of defined as Entombed did, but it's a banger of a fucking album. It doesn't really have blast beats because they were still doing kind of like really fast D beats through most of the time, but it does have pretty good double kicks. But what an outstanding fucking album. It's so damn good. Is that fucker not uploading?
Shit.
It's the silvery looking one. Yep, there it is. Oh, it's really pixelated right now.
Unfortunately, it must have been a very small graphic.
And one of the things that I always loved was that logo. I like the kind of spiderweb stuff that Dark Throne had, and I believe that they were influenced by Dark Throne in some way, but that upside down cross right down the middle was fucking it for me. But this is an album, and their second album is also great. And who was that? I think it came out on Century Media. It was one of the first Century Media bands, along with Asphyx the Rat, which is another fucking amazing album.
Oh, they're killer.
Century Media came out with some money in '91. They really put a bunch of money towards bands and did an out fucking standing job. And like, I couldn't believe that Martin Van Drunen had left Pestilence, because I had just seen him with Death and Carcass right before in October of 1990. And but this Unleashed album, if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's really good, old school Swedish death metal. Really, really good.
And it's in my opinion, just as dominant as the Florida scene. You know, it's kind of like having the best of both worlds, because either side had something new to bring to the table, and really solidifying that genre. Oh, it looks like Cody just joined via YouTube. Hey.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Cody's gonna have fun now, especially with that. As long as Babylon stays with him in there, and yeah, there's been some funny shit on there. Right.
Oh, dude, you guys have been awesome all fucking night long. When I say this is my therapy, this is what it looks like right here. Fucking appreciate the hell out of you guys. But yeah, I mean, I've loved. Sometimes I'm a little bit more on the side of loving Swedish death metal more, but I mean, still, I think as a whole, both of those scenes are just amazeballs.
They're both really good, but I'm definitely Tampa. Deicide, Death, Cannibal Corpse, who moved down to Tampa from Buffalo, and fucking Morbid Angel. Oh, fuck. My gosh.
I keep forgetting that Cannibal moved down to Tampa. Damn it. I keep forgetting.
And Obituary. So that's like Deicide, Death, Cannibal Corpse, Obituary, who is a Nocturnus was from there as well. Like fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So Mousebong said that the producer on the Unleashes record, Valdemar, I can't even say that. He's worked on Samael, Tiamat, Therion, Sodom, Exhumer, and so many more. Yeah, I mean, he was like one of the go-to guys for that genre. He's worked with some of the best, the best there is.
I think Tiamat's first album came out in 1991 as well on Century Media, and that is a fucking excellent, dark, satanic album. Really fucking good.
I don't think they ever didn't put out one, just to be perfectly honest. I mean, their name says it all. I definitely like their work as well. And it's interesting that Mousebong brought up Therion, because on May 24th, 2004, Therion released the album Lemuria, if I'm saying that correctly. I could be wrong. And I've kind of been listening to them a lot more lately, and I do dig them. Yabelka says the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm definitely digging them a lot more. It's kind of crazy to me that I found them kind of late in the last 20 years, but damn it, I'm soaking it all in. It's awesome.
All right, what's your next one, Reaper?
Okay, so I kind of snuck that one in. My next one is a band that we've talked about so much on the show, and to be honest with you, I mean, they're beloved. They are badass in every sense of the imagination. On May the 24th of 2005, Nile released the album Annihilation of the Wicked.
Oh, it's so damn good.
Such a beautiful fucking dark ass record. So heavy. The interesting thing here that I found is that this is the first Nile album to feature George Coleus on drums, replacing the original drummer Tony Larano. And I personally can hear the difference. The newer drummer on this record is fucking powerful. And I love the way the drums are produced. Very clean record. Just fucking heavy as fuck. It's a fucking masterpiece.
Of the Wicked is the single most heavy song, most powerful, fastest song ever recorded. I don't think anything faster or heavier has ever been recorded than Cast Down the Heretic. I think it's the second track on that album. Cast Down the Heretic, the that come out and the fucking guitar, it's so fucking blazing. I've never heard anything. What's it? So it's like the dude is doing a gravity blast, but on steroids. And it's not like Infant Annihilator, where I believe that they're doing some fake kind of shit to kind of just speed up the double kicks. It doesn't sound real. This shit is real. This fucking drummer is so fucking amazing. I think he's from Hungary as well. He's so damn good.
I actually believe that type of blast was created over there. I truly believe that. I feel like, America is just now kind of catching up. I absolutely do believe that he was using Trigger's mouse bong on that. I forget the. Yeah, Infant Annihilator. They have been talked about as being cheaters for a very long time, and I'm telling you right now, yes, that is in fact what they were doing. He'll hit the beaters, but the triggers the extra notes. You better believe it. The only guy that they couldn't gut check was Raymond Herrera. So, yep, this record, I definitely had to mention that, because I do agree with you. I think that is one of the heaviest, fastest songs ever recorded. It's almost inhuman.
Yeah, so I was trying to brag to one of my students. I taught at a school for emotionally disabled kids. And anyways, so I was showing this kid Cattle Decapitation, and he said, "No, I've got a song that's faster than that and heavier than that." And I was like, "No fucking way," because Dave McGraw was doing fucking gravity beats, and this is like gravity beats on steroids. Cast Down the Heretic from Nile on the Annihilation of the Wicked album. Fucking amazing. Excellent album. It's not my favorite album by them, but that song is the one that stands out the most outside of We Are Those Who the Gods Detest. Like that album is my favorite. That's an amazing album. So many good bands, so many good albums. That's a great one. And guys, we're leaving off 10 albums that are just as good as the ones we've talked about. At least
absolutely. Yeah.
May is cram-packed for metal releases.
Oh, it's insane. Right. And I actually have a counter story real quick. So I had played an example because I was doing some music history. So I had played an example of in my infinite wisdom, some Cradle of Filth that was pretty fucking heavy. So one of my students says, "Oh, I know a song that's faster and heavier than that." I said, "Oh yeah? What?" You know what he said to me? And I had to laugh I couldn't teach after that. Dragon Force.
Oh,
I really want to hurt his feelings because, again, it was a, multi mental disability school. So I'm not going to hurt the poor kid's feelings. But I was like, all right, pretty cool. That just reminded me of that story. So that was cool.
Cool. That's a great story. I love funny stories like that. Yeah, see,
I got a million.
I thought my student who introduced me to Nile was going to do something silly like that too, because I hadn't heard anything heavier than like Cattle Decapitation with Dave McCraw's doing his gravity blast. Well, unholy shit though, this song is better. And that dude is he's in the top 5 best extreme metal drummers, hands down, for sure. He's fucking amazing.
Yes.
All right.
That's why I love the fact. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say that's why I love the fact that a lot of these drummers now are doing playthroughs where they're live on camera and you can see what the fuck they're doing. That's one of the pieces of technology that I really do enjoy these days because they're like, no, motherfuckers, we're actually doing this.
Yeah. All right. So my next one is from a band that changed vocalists. And I personally was really disappointed because I did not like Armored Saint at all.
Oh.
I thought Armored Saint was flat and boring, and I was fucking pissed. Like I was butthurt by Anthrax doing this, but Anthrax did it. But they came out with an album to me that is the best album they ever made, in my opinion. And I'm talking about Anthrax's "The Sound of White Noise." I fucking love this album. There are so many songs on this album that I just really like. It has a lot of chugging. I thought that what's his name? Bush is his last name. Is John the vocalist? Yeah, John Bush. I thought he was outstanding on this, and it was a breath of fresh air. I did think they were trying to counter and get away from Metallica did.
You're right.
It's an excellent album to me. Like, don't hate. Kyler, I don't know if you've listened to this before, but this is a great album for you to go listen to. If you haven't heard Anthrax's "The Sound of White Noise," I think it's great. It's really, really good.
For me, I kind of felt like it was a breath of fresh air with that band. I mean, I'm not trying to take too much away from Joey Belladonna. The guy can sing, but what he can sing is known as 80s hair metal style. So I always kind of felt like in a band that had that much potential musically, I felt like they had the wrong vocalist for a long time. It's like, okay, he's kind of funny. I'm the man, yada, yada, yada. And, all that fucking, I don't know. I kind of felt like Anthrax was a joke when I first heard them. I'm like, this is a joke band. I don't really dig them. But when they came out with this record, it seemed more heavy, raw, even though it wasn't the same thrash that a lot of people were used to. And in some cases, I didn't even feel like they were very much of a thrash band at all. But this record, I loved the grittiness of Bush's voice. I felt like it fit them more. And, unfortunately, in those days, it's like the Ozzy syndrome in Black Sabbath. They were so used to Joey being the voice of Anthrax. So they gave this dude so much shit for no reason. Just because it wasn't Joey. He didn't look like Joey. He didn't sound like Joey. This dude was a fucking non-spandex wearing motherfucker. I was like, this guy's going to stay in the band. You know, I really thought so. Shit, I'm trying to think of the name of the song where it's like, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his name right now. Charlie Benante. It's a song that opens like, and they just kick into the thing. I'm like, this is so much fucking better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I took the same issue when Motley Crue got somebody different as their lead singer in the front of the band. And I thought Karabi was going to be the savior of that fucking shit salad. You know what I mean? But he only lasted for like a record. But if they would have kept him, I bet you we wouldn't have half the fucking videos that we got of Vince Neil today. You know? Here we go. Cody says Creator should replace Anthrax in the Big Four. I absolutely agree with that, sir. Yabelka says 1,000 Points of Hate. I think that was the song title I was looking for. And Mousebong says, hell yeah, I love Creator. Oh, who doesn't? Creator's fucking badass.
Yeah, dude. Creator's Extreme Aggression album is fucking amazing. And then what's the one that had like the demon with the head opened up, and then there's like a Hieronymus Bosch painting of little figures inside the skull? Oh my gosh! I used to have all my CDs right here on the wall, and I could have grabbed it because it would have been right there. I could have.
You're like, I could have just in me.
But yeah, Creator's great, but I don't know if I would have put Overkill in, because Overkill's The Years of Decay album is so fucking good. Like, they have so many good Under the Influence, like so many really, really good albums as well. But Creator, I can't argue with that. If they would have put them in, but Creator was fucking heavier. They were kind of like black and thrash too. Fucking nasty. I saw them in 1991.
Oh, hey, what's up, Aaron? Good to see you, brother. He says, I do enjoy how some bands evolving over time. And I really, this one in particular, I thought they were evolving in the right direction until the band just kind of said, well, the fans want the other guy. It's like Motley Crue did the same damn thing. And it was so funny. Speaking of that, because we mentioned Motley Spew for a second. And there was a Metal Injection article from the great Vince Neil that says, I hate the album Generation Swine, with a picture of his fat fucking head right next to the album cover. I'm like, dude, you are the swine. I'm like, that was the whole reason that record was created, because you became the fucking bobblehead of the band.
Cody's right on with his comment. It was Coma of Soul. That fucking album by Creator is, to me, that's my favorite album by Creator, and my second is Extreme Aggression. And their new shit is all really good too. Like, that's another band. It's tough to find an album that isn't good by them. They're outstanding. Coma of Souls is it. That's my favorite Creator album.
Absolutely, man.
That title track is nasty. The guitar work in that one, the way it builds up, is so good. All right, I forgot. Oh, yeah, so I just did Anthrax, so it's Reaper's turn.
And of course, I got an iconic album for you. There's just so many of them. I don't know. Kind of like where we're at the moment. I was going to go one direction, but I can't get past this one. So we're talking about one of the most chaotic, controversial originators of black metal. I'm sure as soon as I say that, everybody knows who the fuck I'm talking about. But on May 24th of 1994, Mayhem releases their debut album, De Mysterious Dom Satanas, is what I'm thinking is the name of the record, only because, you know, it's kind of hard to say. It is known as one of the most influential black metal records to date. Through all of the fucking shit salad that they had gone through, this album lives in infamy. And I don't regret the fact that this record came out, because if they didn't do it, we wouldn't really have all these other great black metal bands that are still with us today. Sure, the sound quality was kind of you know what I mean? But that was kind of its allure, in a way. It gave us something new, something that was definitely needed in the world of metal. So if you don't know this record, please go back, give it a try. Give it some fresh ears, because everything from the riffing, the fucking staple fucking riffing of black metal, this is the record. It is first wave, correct?
Yeah, no, it's second wave, but they actually had recorded most of these songs, and they were playing these songs live in 1988. It's just they had Euronymous dying. They had what was his death? The vocalist, he fucking died. So they had some. So I understand why, but to me, they are the originators. But Dark Throne had Transylvania Hunger. They had like 2 albums out before De Mysterious came out. So yeah,
it's kind of a toss-up.
But it's,
you know what
nonetheless, absolute iconic album. Freezing Moon is that album, but there's like 4 fucking bangers on there that are really, really good. I saw them live about 2 years ago, and that was one hell of a fucking show. What a great time. Man. It's still really good.
The fact that the band is still going strong after all of the chaos, the dark history, you know, we talk about bands who, you know, put on a good show, but don't necessarily live what they preach, so to speak. These guys were fucking in the trenches, didn't give a fuck. You know, you want to say punk rock was the most, you know, I don't know, the oppressed coming out and destroying everything they could. Fuck that. I feel like Mayhem raised that bar so high that nobody else could touch them.
Yeah.
And thank fuck it happened, because we got a great iconic record, and it has spawned so many amazing things in black metal to this day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes me think that like another album that came out in May that is not one of the ones I'm particularly going to talk about, but it's an amazing album, and it's Bathory's Under the Sign of the Black Mark, that came out on the 8th of May in 1987. And this one is one of the albums that a lot of other bands point to. There isn't tremolo picking like second wave of black metal tremolo picking throughout, but it is in there just a little bit here and there. But it's got what Fenriz of Dark Throne loves, that kick, snare, snare, that in the pocket, simple but fucking strong as hell.
That's the secret, right there. Power.
But Kyler and anybody else who's not familiar with Bathory's Under the Sign of the Black Mark, that's another iconic album to become familiar with. It's either that one or the one that followed that's more like kind of war metal that are my favorite Bathory albums. But Bathory was doing some fucking dark fucking black metal vocals before, like in 1984.
Yeah. I literally feel like what is known as the Black Scream came from the 80s. I don't think that that's something that was created, let's say, I don't know. It's so difficult to say. I really do. That is my opinion. I could be wrong, because there is a small argument. I'm not sure how many people get into that, because when Phil Anselmo put out that little funny video with the guy where he's teaching him how to do different screams and stuff. It's hilarious, by the way. And he mentions the Black Scream. When you hear him do it, there were guys doing that in the 80s. So, and I feel that Bathory is definitely one of them, because it was eerie sounding. It was just so evil. It's undeniable, and I love it. Excellent choice. So now I kind of gotta go with one that pays tribute. And man, I listen to it day after day after day in my shop. And there's a reason, because every time I hear this song, I don't know, I just get like this amazing burst of energy. It's so cool, because every time I hear the late great Ronnie James Dio with his classic fucking voice, that's another superhuman that I like to say. He sings, you listen. And one of the things that I've been doing lately is playing songs from all the bands that he was in. So that's Sabbath, fucking Rainbow, which Rainbow put out one of their second record, actually, in 1975 in May. So this is a twofer for you. But
Rising.
In the month of May, Dio's iconic Holy Diver came out, and metal has been forever changed when this record came out. We talk about iconic solo artist albums, and Ozzy's first solo record, I mean, of course, it gave us the great Randy Rhoads. Fucking fantastic guitar work. But when I think of the 80s greatest solo artist debut record, I think Dio. And I know that's a far stretch, because Ozzy is like one of my biggest idols of all time. But damn it, Holy Diver, Vinny Appice, God damn it. You have no choice but to get up and get down. You know what I'm saying? So I had to mention that.
I love Reaper's air drums. I'll take Reaper's air drums all day long.
Shit, my air drums is better than Lars Ulrich.
Hell yeah.
Can't do that.
Anytime I think of Holy Diver, I think of being at my friend's house and I've already mentioned this on one of these shows before. We were shooting fucking cars driving by with a fucking pellet gun like fucking idiots.
I love that. That had to be so much fun. I don't know. It just.
Well, you knew you definitely hit. There was a big old cream-colored van that drove by, big fat cream-colored van, and man, I hit that thing like 3 times, like pop, pop, pop. And you heard ding, 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 and the van stopped, and we were down.
Get off the lawn. You know. Oh shit. We got some really good comments. Dio makes you want to run full force into a field of orcs and dragons and lay waste to everything in sight. Yeah, you know, and that was one of the things that was so great about him. Everything he sang about was so fantasy-like. And I don't know. It's like, you know, we talk about some of the things about great metal records is it takes us into another world to where we can step out of our shitty daily lives. But for, you know, what, an hour and a half of someone like Ronnie James Dio, and Dio, you know, synonymous, for that hour and a half, you got to escape that world with him. And that's why I think that this record was so fucking important when it came out.
It was really, really good. It was so popular. Everybody wanted to go to his shows. Everybody in 8th grade and 9th grade were wearing Dio's shirts. That, along with Iron Maiden, those were probably the 2 most popular T-shirts that you saw anybody wear back in those days, for sure.
See, now you're going to have to bring up the next one. Only if you want to.
Find that. I've got 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean
I got more as well.
The next. Okay. All right. So my next one is, because we need to get out. Yesterday, I went down to Charleston, South Kakalaki. I have not been there before. And by the way, this is what South Carolina gets for every other fucking place that they fucking have. But Charleston is fucking awesome. It has character. It has a French Quarter. It's beautiful. It's rustic. It has character. It has class. It has really good restaurants. And we saw Greta Van Fleet last night. So I was driving back fucking late. And Greta Van Fleet was it was a great show. It was a lot of fun.
They're
not
insane.
metal, but definitely hard fucking rock. Best fucking vocalist I have ever seen live, maybe only next to Ronnie James Dio.
Next.
Ronnie James Dio is as short as Ronnie James Dio was. The lead singer, Josh, for Greta Van Fleet, is also a little guy. But
go figure.
The balls on Ronnie James Dio to deliver fucking force with what he fucking said. But there was a great, that was a tickle. But there was a great record store.
That was my goblet of rock. Come on.
Yeah. That looks like you're tickling some balls. Anyways, I went to a great vinyl store that's in downtown Charleston, South Kakalaki. And I found this. This is in my top 30 best metal albums of all time. Lamb of God, Sacrament. That did not come out as The Palaces Burn did come out by Lamb of God in let me find the date on here. It was the 6th of May in 1998, I think it was. Either that or my handwriting is so damn sloppy. How did I do that?
You never know.
Because I think that album came out actually in like 02 or 03. But anyways, my handwriting is so effed up because I know it wasn't 08 as The Palaces Burn came out. But As the Palaces Burn, most of the diehard Lamb of God fans think that this is their best album. If you go on anybody kind of ranking them, this is the one by most rankers that ranks it as the best. But for me, it's Sacrament.
I'm sorry,
Sacrament is my favorite, although As the Palaces Burns, In the Ashes of the Wake, that album is my second best, and that's almost just as good as Sacrament. But my favorite song is Now You've Got Something to Die For. That fucking anthemic fucking chorus is so good. But As the Palaces Burn is really good. It's just they didn't have Machine producing their album. And Reaper, if I could probably have any producer produce one of our albums, I would get Machine. Machine knows how to take fucking blast beats and keep it extreme, but also find the most pure, clean groove that there is. And I think you would really, really like him because you're really a groove. You're a groove doom drummer with kind of jazz, weird fucking creative jazz accents that go in there. But Machine is excellent. But if you haven't heard As the Palaces Burn, it's really fucking heavy. It's a really good album. It's kind of like the first two Slipknot albums, to where those are not my favorite two Slipknot albums, the first two that Slipknot put out. My favorites are the third and the fourth, although they're the more commercial. I still like them. I don't give a fuck if people don't like that. But did As the Palaces Burn not come up, Reaper, to show the image? Did that not download properly?
No, I showed it. I'll put it back up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even see it. I must have been looking over to the right for a little bit.
You were in mid, sir.
Next time I'll have to find images that are bigger offline and send them so they're not so pixelated. That's my bad. Sorry, guys.
It happens. Not a big deal. So right, the last one that I'm going to pick for tonight, because again, guys, there's so fucking many of them. So many. Oh, Mouseball gave us another one before I get into it. She says, My Dying Bride as the Flower Withered, 5/22/92. Yes, classic Death Doom record. And it's the debut. If this one is not in your current discography or Spotify, please add it.
Yep. Like so many of the old ones, I have that CD from its original printing. Oh, that is a really good one. Like back then, to me, it was Paradise Lost, Cathedral, and My Dying Bride from like 1991 to 1993. Those were the tops in Death Doom. And I would even say maybe even Funeral Doom, especially Cathedral's Forest of Equilibrium is fucking Funeral Doom to me. And it's fucking amazing. And fuck all those fucking reviewers that never put Forest of Equilibrium by Cathedral down. And that was a December release that we'd done. As a fucking amazing, outstanding album. That's an album that I'm still looking for on vinyl because that's in my top 30. It's one of my most influential albums as well. But My Dying Bride is class, maybe more sophisticated in what they are doing, but they were just about a year behind Cathedral.
Exactly. And you know my stance on reviewers. They sleep on so many good fucking bands, so many good fucking albums. I don't know. They should not be able to write anything because all of those bands are fucking fantastic. This next one is very near and dear to both of us, actually, which is really kind of interesting because this was the first record since they had parted ways with the iconic vocalist Messiah. Of course, as soon as I say that, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Candlemass releases chapter 6. Yes, because occasionally the Roman numerals fuck with me. It's their first record without Messiah, and the first one with Thomas Vikstrom, who took his place. Personally, I feel that this was a strong fucking record, and the vocals are a bit different. It's not what you were used to, that whole opera, operatic style of singing. But I feel that creatively on this record, they brought their doom. I mean, the riffs are fucking tasty as shit on this record. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't dig it just because Messiah was not on it. But then again, they gained a whole bunch of fans who didn't care that much for Messiah. So I don't know. I like it. I thought it was edgier. In some cases, very, very atmospheric as well. And I feel like it has to be mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of the band, so it's a good fucking album. But I fucking love Messiah. But I did not like Messiah in the 80s and early 90s. I thought he sounded cheesy. I thought his operatic stuff, I did not like it very much. But now I fucking love. Those are his 3 albums are my 3 favorite Candlemass albums, and then 4th place is their debut that has their current vocalist who's done the last 2 albums, which is really, really good. Cody made a good comment in there talking about the character Eddie from the last season of Stranger Things, who kind of plays a metalhead or a metal fan. And I think that's what the 80s was like. I thought they portrayed that pretty accurately. To me, all of my stoner friends that used to go off to an area of the school where they were permitted to smoke their cigarettes right off campus. Eddie reminds me of all of those kids. And I didn't hang out with them because I was into punk. So I was dating the girls who were the goth girls or the mod girls who liked The Cure and the Bauhaus. Right. Those were girls that I dated, and I had punk hair and stuff. I really wasn't into metal so much just yet. I had been dabbling there, but
I still was into the darker thing.
Yeah, the goth girls with their black lipstick and their dark makeup and their weird haircuts, they were very eccentric and they were mysterious. Therefore, they were mine.
Exactly. I mean, they, loved all of my favorite things because I was an avid horror fan. So, anything from graveyards to caskets, their use of rosaries amongst just the dark allure. Of course, I'm like, hey, did you know I read the Satanic Bible? Because the first time I ever read it was when I was 13. So sure, I was in. But yeah, just like Mousebong said, we kind of giggled at the operatic vocals of Messiah, which is why I really dug Thomas on this next record, because he brought a little grit. He brought something a little bit new to the table, and I felt that it fit them very well. And of course, like you said, they had most of the same guys. So you're gonna get those awesome fucking riffs. The drumming is fantastic, but I definitely dug Thomas a bit more than I did Messiah. Sometimes when I do look back, I do like some of the Messiah stuff, but I definitely dug this record.
I just feel like Messiah transported us to a story. And in with that story, he made me feel that a lot more. But I couldn't get past it in the 90s. Like I was just like, that sounds like shit.
I almost want to say it was like the golden age of them. It wasn't until later in the 2000s that I felt like they were starting to emerge with more passion.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Come on.
He's even got the Messiah on there as a guest appearance. I'm sure he needed the money, and they fucking had the money.
Sure.
What their fourth season? They definitely had the money to bring Messiah in. That would have been fucking awesome. Okay, so the last one I'm going. Go ahead.
Dio would have been a better Dungeon Master.
Oh, hell yes, he would have been amazing.
All the fucking way.
But he had passed away nonetheless. So on the 1st of May, 1995, a band that Reaper and I are going to go see, and maybe some of you others might join us in Omaha on December 4th. The second band, I don't know who's going to be opening. I guess maybe Suffocation's going to come on right before Morbid Angel. But Suffocation came out with an amazeballs fucking album. I think it was 1995. Yeah, May 1st of 1995. They came out with Pierced from Within. Oh, I sent another one that was too small.
It was just a little too small, but we do get the general idea.
Yeah. So a lot of people will say their debut was the best. I think that was 1991. It's a fucking amazing album. It's really, really good. But this album, these are the fathers of slam in a certain way at times, where they kind of slowed things down, and they're so fucking brutal. And this is probably my favorite album by Suffocation, Pierced from Within. Great guitar solos, great soloing. And Suffocation is a band that I cannot say that they've had excellent albums through and through and through. They'll have an album, it's not terrible, but they'll have like a flat album that's just like kind of not too memorable. It's a really good album. So if you want to go check out Suffocation, I would either listen to their latest one that came out in November. That one is fucking amazing. It just came out later. They're going to be playing a few songs if you guys come up to Omaha, Nebraska on December 4th. It'll be fucking cold. Can we promise them some snow? Or maybe not any snow sticking around on December 4th.
Oh, but it'll be cold. But not too cold.
Yeah.
Definitely. Unfortunately, they do fall in that category of bands that have really great fucking records. And then it's like, did you get uninspired? Are you just regurgitating, what you had before just to keep going? And they do. It does happen sometimes.
But you have the time change, the tempo changes are there for them. And just fucking heavy shit. The new guy is just as good as Frank Mullen. He's outstanding. Frank Mullen just did. Oh yeah. Frank Mullen. Frank Mullen did sing on one of the songs. I guess he just didn't want to do the touring anymore. But this is one hell of an album.
Austin says, I would if I was out that way, trust and believe, but I'm stuck here in Massachusetts, and yeah, I'm already saving money to visit Tennessee. Well, if you're coming to Tennessee, you might want to wait until the Nashville Horror Con, and then you can hang out with me and Cody. He said, plus my birthday is coming up in a month. If you guys find your way out to Mass sometime, though, I might actually be able to join y'all. I love Massachusetts, man, especially Salem. That's the only place I love to visit there, just because it's roots. But anyway, yeah, I feel that. But yeah, Suffocation is definitely a band that I've enjoyed quite a bit. You know, this was a good one.
Yep, it's really it's one of the classic albums. It gets overlooked quite a bit because people often want to go to Effigies, and Effigies is their first album. It's really fucking good as well. But these guys brought something different to death metal, and I think the only original, the lead guitarist, he does most of the songwriting, and he's fucking brilliant. I can't wait to see them December 4th. If you guys want to come party with us, we will fucking party.
Oh, it'll be a good one for the ages. That's for sure. So that's definitely our synopsis of May releases. Again, it's one of those things where there are just so many motherfucking awesome records. I don't know if some of y'all get into Flesh God Apocalypse, but they had one in May 24th of 2019 called Valenio. It's symphonic black metal. I don't even need to say much more than that. But I do appreciate a lot of what they've done for metal. Yep, absolutely. Mousebong says, honorable mentions, Angel, Altars of Madness.
Altars of Madness,
Sick, and Domination 95 all came out in May. Hey, there must be something about it.
All fucking iconic albums, and the Altars of Madness is one that I wanted to bring up because I used to have that tattooed. The album cover was tattooed on my left sleeve. It was done by a guy who just got out of prison, and he was doing prison tattoos, and he fucking sucked. But I went and had it fixed up. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't a good tattoo. I went and had it fixed up by a different guy. But I want to bring up a few others that we didn't mention because May was arguably the most packed metal release month that we've come across with iconic albums. Thank you, Mousebong, for those, because Morbid Angel, those are all fucking amazing albums. Yeah. Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind on the 16th of May of 83. Iron Maiden's Brave New World, another really good Iron Maiden album, came out on the 30th of May in 2000. Flotsam and Jetsam came out When the Storm Comes Down, 1st of May 1990. That's actually a really good album that a lot of people don't know about. That's Flotsam and Jetsam. Grave, their first album, You'll Never See, came out on the 1st of May of 1992. That's one of the four big bands of Swedish death metal. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. I fucking love Queensryche. Fucking love that album. The political nuance throughout it, very welcome to me. I fucking love that album. Testament,
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it really is. Testament, The New Order, another fucking masterpiece. Yep. A lot of people will argue that they should have been the fourth band of the four. in America. I don't think so, though, but it's a really good album. It's the first Testament album I ever got to. That was the 5th of May, 1988. Pantera's The Great Southern Trendkill, a really underrated album. I would really recommend you guys go listen to that album. That came out on the 7th of May in 1986.
Heavy as fuck.
Sisters Stay Hungry. That is an album. That was my second album that I worshiped when I was in a freshman in high school. I fucking wore that cassette out.
We all did.
It's a great album. Twisted Sisters Stay Hungry. Morbid Angels, Altars of Madness. Thank you, Mousebong. Opeth's Orchid came out on the 15th of May in 1995. Another fucking, if you like Master of Puppets plus death metal, that's Opeth's Orchid. Amazing fucking album. My Arms, Your Hearse is also another amazing one that came out. Paradise Lost, Obsidian, came out on the 15th of May in 2020. That's a new one. Excellent album. Very, very, very good. 4 out of 5 star album. Amorphous' Queen of Time, more of a prog with some death metal flair to it. Excellent album, came out on the 18th of May of 2018. And another of the big four of the Swedish death metal, Dismembers, Like an Ever-Flowing Dream. Nasty, fucking amazing melodic death metal album. Came out on the 28th of May in 1991. And lastly for me, and one of my personal favorites, is Mastodon's Remission. Came out on 28th of May of 2002. Thank you, Opeth, for saying Old Peth, because I love Old Peth. Me no likey new Peth.
Last one for me is on May the 16th of 2005. Meshuggah releases Catch 33.
That's good.
Fucking gentilicious. Very technical, fantastic vocals. The guitar riffing along with the superior drumming that I love so much from these guys. It's definitely one that if you want to hear something that is just, it's technical, but it hits you in a heavy kind of way that you can get with it. And it can be very groovy at times. So if you don't have any Meshuggah in your life, Catch 33 is definitely a good record to have.
Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun. Your comments in the comment section are so much fun. And just in case you watch us next week, if you want to have a little bit more fun, I suggest you do what Cody did. Jump into YouTube and watch it in there, because 2 of our most fun characters are in there. Although Babylon was a bit absent tonight. Babylon, you're getting a D- for tonight. But Mousebong is always there. Cody is always there. Cody's always there. Kyler has to wake up really early for work, so kind of flitters out. But there's a lot of fun in the comment section. Yabelka's going to be on YouTube as well. So there's a lot of fun to be had in the chat, and Reaper's really good about bringing you guys forth. And we can't have all of them because there's so many comments in there, but Reaper does a really good job. And thank you guys, because you guys are what drive this. You guys are what make us want to do our research every week to bring this, and it's a lot of fun. So here's one more thing. I'm moving to Omaha in 2 weeks. But then I have to move back here until my fucking store sells. But I will be there. I will arrive late on the evening of the 27th, which is a Monday. So we're probably going to have to do a Tuesday. So in 2 weeks, we'll probably have to do it on a Tuesday. But I'm fucking driving down to wherever Reaper is. If it's in the fucking hotel, or if I have internet at my house, then Reaper can come up to my house and do it there.
Oh, I would be more inclined, sir. It shall definitely be a blast.
I'll probably have all kinds of boxes in the background because we're going to be kind of unpacking and getting the hell out of there. But like, I cannot wait to move where I have a fucking drummer. Reaper and I can collaborate on the Human the Hoof Beast's third album that we're going to start working on this fucking summer as we get up to pace to go live and to play some live shows for you guys. So get ready. Some exciting things are about to happen. Fucking million tons of stress right now, but that's why you guys make tonight so much fun for me. Thank you so much for all the fun you guys bring.
I can't stress it enough, as I do every single time you guys show up for all of these shows that we have going on. You know, without y'all, there wouldn't be us. We'd just be two old guys talking about metal. Again, I cannot stress it enough. Thank you for all of you who showed up to Reaper's Underground an hour and a half ago. You guys were very awesome. It was great to chat with the great director and writer of Fang, Richard Bergen, and hopefully you guys will check that film out. You can find it just about anywhere that there is to find indie horror. You know, this show it's like Monday night therapy for us. We love it. And we appreciate and love each and every single one of you for choosing us as your Monday night entertainment. But don't forget, there is a new show. If you're a horror fan and you love horror movies, we are unveiling a new show this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. called Carnage and Reaper's Backyard Horror Barbecue. And we're going to be talking about some really fun horror films that, you know, I think you guys will definitely enjoy. So join us this Wednesday. And there is another Reaper's Underground this Friday where I'm going to be interviewing a new band, an up-and-coming band from Memphis, Tennessee. So definitely show up and check that out as well. And then Saturday, the goddamn program is finally coming back because unfortunately we just couldn't do it this past weekend, but we will definitely have that edition for you. And we love your comments. You're going to definitely sink your teeth into this one. So appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Shadow Seeker, Rebecca, for joining in. Thanks for your comment. Appreciate it. Yabelka, thank you for being there as always. Cody, you guys are awesome. We will see you guys later. And if you want to laugh your asses off, join the goddamn fucking program. Maybe we should name it the goddamn fucking program. Because that's what it is. We're going to have a lot of fucking fun on that one.
We're going to goddamn the hell out of it. As you know, it is the most chaotic, the most crazy, and the most blasphemy. So definitely join us for that on Saturday. It's going to be a blast. And, you know, this is the best way to kick off your week. So give them hell all week long. Don't stop being you. Be you for you. And most importantly, stay heavy.